Hey guys, it has been a while. I'm back again with a G-Man video for you. I have some Hearthstone in the background here. A little video of me very slowly climbing the wild ladder because I figure, hey, that would probably be more entertaining than anything else I could put on here. So, basically, G-Man has been talking some major shit about evolution. And I will give it to G-Man, he is awfully good at talking shit, but like most shit talkers, whenever it comes right down to it, he cannot back himself up. He just does not understand evolution. I mean, he incites and he angers, which is exactly what shit talking does, but at the end of the day, what does he accomplish other than making people dislike him and thus dislike his beliefs? Now, I am going to approach this cordially. I have three main points that I'm going to make, starting with the whole micro versus macro evolution. I don't know, debate, I guess, if you can even call it that. I mean, there's no such thing as microevolution or or macro evolution. They are not scientific terms. They are terms that are made up by creationists. I mean, whenever you're coming to the table with terms that you had to make up yourself to prove yourself right, then maybe that should tell you something. Maybe it should tell you that you're being a little delusional and obviously siding with what you believe in on an emotional level. Now, G-Man obviously has said many times that he believes in microevolution, that microevolution is a real thing, but macroevolution is not a real thing. And it's crazy to me. It's like saying that you could not get from New York to Las Vegas if you only went 1 mile at a time, because a whole bunch of little changes cannot equal a big change eventually. It's crazy to me. Now, to argue this, I want to point out the Florida Panthers. You see, G-Man, down in Florida, Panthers were endangered. They were brought down to an extremely low number at one point. So low of a number that basically, like, they had to breed in with each other, and this trait that would otherwise be very, very recessive, like almost non-existent, appeared in the Panthers, giving them a permanent kink in their tail. You go down to Florida, and every single Panther has this very prominent kink in its tail. Now, imagine this one small trait. It's a very obvious trait, and if over and over again similar circumstances like this were to happen, then an animal would have more and more of these very obvious traits happening. And if that were to occur, then obviously the animal would change into something that did not at all resemble what it originally was. So much so that we might, taxonomically change its name. Excuse me. That brings me on to my second point, actually, which is the vagueness in the term of kinds. I know that G-Man, you have used the term kind to describe animals and to be your lean-to definition. It is the biblical definition, but it is very vague. You see, whenever you say that, oh, well, this is a kind of cat, you define a cat as being a cat. It's like, oh, well, how do you know it's a cat? Well, it looks like a cat. But, well, what do you mean? Well, it has these traits that are very cat-like. Okay, well, how do you know that they are cat-like? Well, because cats have them. It's very circular in logic. It's very vague, and, like you yourself, as you said, you believe in microevolution. How do you know that I could not just very simply go, oh, well, hey, this dog over here, it's not actually a dog, it's really a cat that has gone through a whole bunch of micro changes. It looks different than all the other cats, but it's really a cat. It's a kind of cat. It's odd. Or, question this, G-Man. Look at dogs. We have bred dogs to be very, very close with us. And because of that, we have viruses that jump back and forth between dogs all the time. They are viruses that evolved to do that. Now, in the same way that, we are mammals and cats are mammals and dogs are mammals, but they're all different types of mammals. Even you would agree that they are different quote-unquote kinds of mammals. Then in the virus kingdom, there are also different quote-unquote types of viruses. Now, these viruses attack different parts of different animals' systems. And that is how, like, I don't know, I guess you would say it's the difference between a cold virus and I don't know, like the flu would be like the difference between a tiger and a bear in our own mammal kingdom. Anyway, the point here is that we have these viruses that jump from dogs and to us, and they jump from us to dogs. They evolve to go and attack a completely different type of animal. Now, I would argue that that's a very big change. Would you agree that it's a quote unquote change of kinds in your view, and how would you reconcile that? Now, my last point I would like to bring up is the point of transitional forms. Time and time again, you ask for us to show you transitional fossils, the transition between one animal to another, and whenever we point out that every animal is a transition between its offspring and its ancestors, you just throw it under the rug. It's like, oh, it's not even there. It's like you didn't even hear it. You say it's wrong. I've asked you in the comments why you think it's wrong, and you just never answer it. So, I mean, I guess on that, if you don't have an answer, then it's pretty obvious that you don't have any defense for what you believe in on that stance. I would like to know why you think that it's wrong that all the fossils we have on record are transitional fossils between one creature to another. It fits our belief, so, why should we not believe it? Tell us, G-Man. Tell us.